Hi YouTube, so today's video is on borrowing and lending etiquette 101. So basically what it is are just some tips or suggestions on borrowing and lending items to people. So I'm going to start off with the lender. Don't lend anything valuable, sentimental, or of monetary value. These are things that it's okay to say no. An example would be if your grandmother, your great-grandmother handed you down some jewelry piece and your friend wants to borrow it. That's something of sentimental value. If your friend were to lose something like that, you just wouldn't get that back, and it has more meaning to it than just monetary value. So it's okay in those situations to say no. Same with something of monetary value. If you have like something really expensive and you know that the person you're lending it to wouldn't be able to replace it if they were to ruin it, or you yourself wouldn't be able to replace it if they were to ruin it, don't lend things of monetary or sentimental value. It's just not a good idea. Have trustworthy candidates. Most of us know our family members and our friends and their character and how they carry themselves. You pretty much know the ones that are organized and neat and the ones that are messy and maybe a little sloppy. So keep that in mind when lending and borrowing items. Don't be surprised if you lend something to someone that you know is sloppy and is careless and they give you back your item and it's ruined or messed up. Not saying that they would do that, but just keep those things in mind when you're lending something to someone. Make sure that you're lending it to the right person is what I'm saying. Someone that you can trust, that will take care of your item and give it back to you the way you gave it to them. Moving on to the borrower. It is up to you to return the item in similar or better condition. Keep in mind that if someone's lending you something, the item is not yours. So when you give it back, you need to give it back in the same way it was given to you, or go above and beyond and give it back to them even better. So for the most part, people tend to lend and borrow clothes. So when someone lends you something, it's always a good idea to give it back to them clean. It's kind of gross and disgusting if you give something back that's dirty, that you wore, that has your armpit sweat and deodorant, and it's just not good, and it makes you not look, it's just not respectful is what I'm getting at. So make sure that you talk to the person who's lending you the item, whatever it is, if it is clothing, and ask them if it's okay for you to wash it. The reason why I say this is because some people are very picky and OCD about their clothes, or they have certain way of washing their clothes, or you know what I mean. So just double check with the person. Do you want me to wash it, or are you going to wash it? Leads me to dry cleaning. If somebody lends you an item that has more expensive material or just more delicate material, it's always a good idea to send it to dry cleaners and give it back to them that way. Just because if you think about it, let's say you're borrowing a nightgown, some sort of evening dress or prom dress or something of that sort. It's cheaper, way cheaper, it's practically free, it is free, to get a dress borrowed or a piece of clothing borrowed from someone than buying it yourself. So why can't you, as a courtesy or as a thank you, get the item or the clothing dry cleaned and give it back to the person? It's going to cost you anywhere from $5 to $15, and like I said, you're still in the end saving money because you're not going out to buy a brand new article of clothing, whatever it may be. So you're getting the item lent to you for free. So as a courtesy and as a thank you, send it to dry cleaners and give it back. Next thing is returning items in a timely fashion. I would say about a week is probably the max. If you're going to take longer to return the item, more than a week, past a week, you should definitely call the person and let them know when you will be returning the item. Don't just ignore the whole situation or completely forget and keep the item. That's called stealing. So yeah, I know a lot of people, I have a few friends that they lend and borrow clothes, and some of the times their friends don't ever give the clothes back. So I don't know what's up with that. I think if you want to keep borrowing clothes from me, you need to give it back what I first lent you. So, and then lastly, that leads me to appreciate your own closet. I think it's okay to borrow and lend things here and there to people, but it's something that's like a habit or all the time. Maybe it's time for you to like look in your closet, see what you actually have, and get creative with it. Or perhaps you're missing certain basic pieces that you need, so maybe write it down, and now you know, kind of like a shopping list of things that you're missing in your closet that you need. If you don't have the financial means to do so, then I understand, but try not to make borrowing clothes and things from other people a habit. It's just not, no, try to keep it to a minimum. So that's my tips and suggestions for borrowing and lending etiquette 101. Comment below, let me know what you think or what your suggestions are and what you think of what I said. Overall, I think it pretty much covers like the basics. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.